Hello, friends. Welcome to the first episode of Season 2 of The Rising Hunger. Yes. We have had a lovely, lovely break. And, oh man, I just feel like I'm back and ready to get into the action. For any of you who are new here, this is a horror stream based on the module by Kobold Press called Empire of Ghouls. And so with that comes the themes of cannibalism, of undead, of a lot of gothic high horror themes, of blood, of body horror, and all that good stuff. And so if you don't have the spoons to deal with that kind of content, I respect that. But this stream may not be for you. But we're all a pretty lighthearted and fun crew here, so we're ready to have a good time, I think. I'm into it. And yes, of course, and thank you to Kobold Press for sponsoring Season 2 of this season. It's super awesome. Thanks to their sponsorship, I'm able to pay all these bad bitches. I love it. It's amazing. Getting
to torture us.
Yes.
That's why I came back. No, of course not.
Yes, and with that, I will be your storyteller this evening, Sage. Oh yeah,
And
we still remember how to do it. Good.
Okay, yeah, we're good. I'm the Willy Boo at the Willy Boo, fun posting online and having a good time. And for this evening, I shall be bringing to you one LuVon Chromarak, a Dampier. A bit of a monk, a shadowy monk, one might say, who is not too happy about vampiric things at the moment.
And hi, I'm Riana. You can find me at DIY Ferret, where I yell about a lot of things all the time. And I will be playing Six Killer, who is Six Killer. Very fun paladin Kenku, and boy howdy, I've been thinking a lot about how this new season is gonna go. A lot more darker, super excited. I'll try not to be too much of an idiot.
And I'm Matt. You can find me on Twitter at KentaroTPC. Today, and hopefully for the rest of this campaign, I'll be playing Valka, the Shadarkai Witch. And hopefully, unlike in the holiday special, he won't be in extreme danger at all times.
We'll see about that.
I look forward to meeting the floor again.
Who knows? Maybe it'll be an anti-grav situation. You meet the ceiling.
Ooh, maybe.
My name is Jen Vaughn. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Accepting. My name is Jen Vaughn. I will be playing Marrowmorn, whose pronouns are she, her, the orc bard shade, who's definitely not dead. And who is just trying to figure out maybe who's going to take care of her lunar graveside services and more funeral home. Now that she finds herself slightly incorporeal. Again, I'm just between you and me, between you and me. So, yeah. So, I'm ready. Let's go.
And with that, let us do a little recap. So, to bring all of you in. Last time you all had left the sad manor house of Lord Luther Vonderheide, a man who had admitted to sheltering Luna and Linus in exchange for being embraced and given a prominent lordship in the Blood Kingdom. You all had traveled throughout his house, investigating, trying to find any sign of Linus and Luna, trying to figure out where they had gone. And the most that he could tell you was that they were to head back to the Blood Kingdom to report to the Queen about their activity in Helbron and how things have gone now that you all have intervened. And afterwards, Six Killer tried very, very heartfully to persuade the dear house caretaker to leave his post, but he remained steadfast in his obligation and loyalty to Lord Vonderhyde, who is a terrible sad man. And as you all stepped outside, you met a very interesting Darkle by the name of Tyrek Kilgore, who you had come to know is one of the members of an organization called the Order of the Ebon Star, who is devoted to to Queen Sarastra, a goddess of night and magic. And he relayed that he's holding up at a dive bar known as the Skinny Mouse and would be willing to meet with you all to maybe exchange some information and, see what you all had to offer. And so eventually, after killing some time, you all headed over there, LuVon making pretty much a beeline for Tyrek, while everyone else, Six Killer was on her date, had met a very nice Kenku by the name of Hitchcock, while Valka was being taken for a fool by Buzz and Alehouse Drake, and Marrowmorn had chatted up the bartender to sort of get the lay of what's been happening, about if there have been any missing patrons. And so eventually Tyrek, having concluded his conversation with LuVon, had said, like, all right, you guys seem like you're on the level. Why don't you come back at midnight and you can meet the rest of the crew? And Marrowmorn did find out that people had gone missing and that Luna had basically been using this dive bar as sort of a hunting ground, if you will, for individuals. And Valka got very sloshed and wet with alcohol as he got jostled in this very busy bar. And Six Killer got invited to dinner with Hitchcock's family, and you all were headed back there with your rest of your group in tail, some subtly, some not so subtly, and eventually the invitation was extended to the rest of you. And you all began heading up the hill to Hitchcock's family home. Hitchcock, of course, being a Kenku who is roughly half the height of Six Killer and is wearing this very lovely herringbone brown like tweed suit with little like elbow patches and everything, little glasses that sit very, very nice at the beak, on the end of his beak. And yeah, so as you all were headed up, you were embraced warmly by Hitchcock's just tons and tons of family members who were squawking and clamoring to meet you all, when you all had looked out the window and had noticed the glint of red hair in the moonlight. Oh boy.
So we all noticed it?
Mm-hmm. So this, to remind you all, this is basically like a refurbished barn, where it has these like big open double doors, and at the top half there is this large sort of loft area, where you see that sort of like stalls have been transformed into rooms, and all of the bottom section is this large open living area, where you see that there's lots of hay and cushion and pillows that have been piled up to make this very cozy, very sort of intimate living area, where you see way off to the back, you see a large kitchen where you smell this just rush of stew sort of waft over you. And you know, the chittering of all of these Kenku who are like, what do you do? What's your name? Oh my god, that's such a weird thing that you're wearing. And as you all were kind of looking around and you had seen at the doors, yes, this red-headed individual, and you see as she comes up over the top of the hill, and you see Luna, clad in this sort of Jessica Rabbit style red ball gown with the heart-shaped top and the open leg slit. And
really working that heel and that hill. Like,
and she just very casually saunters up to the opening of this house, and suddenly all of the other Kenku sort of like snap their beak shut and with one loud clack and turn their heads with suspicion to face her and sort of like gun her down with eyes.
Okay.
Marrowmorn's gonna lean over to Hitchcock. Psst, psst. You didn't invite her, did you?
No, I have no idea who she is.
Six Killer will step forward and say, why is this one here?
Oh, are you talking to me, darling? Luna will
No
say.
other this one's around.
She's looking at you. It's like you're in a dance circle and looking at you. Like, yeah.
Six Killer head looking straight at you. One eye. Look.
One eye from the side.
Six Killer looking. Who else looking?
Fair enough. Well, I had come to see if we could resolve some matters here before I make way for the Blood Kingdom. You see, you all are a sort of loose end. And I would love things to be wrapped up in a nice, tidy little bow. I would love to extend and offer a friendship.
LuVon is slowly walking forward as if prowling, if you will.
How close is he to Six Killer?
You all are pretty much like clumped up together, so it takes a little bit of extra effort to prowl through this crowd of Kenku.
I think Valka's like crouched and he's like doing some fiddly stuff with all sorts of junk that he's got in his inventory.
Okay. If LuVon's prowling, just let me know when you get close to Six Killer.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that LuVon is probably like nearby to you at this point.
Okay. Without taking her eye off Luna, she is gonna hook her hand through his shirt to keep him from going forward. Just she's not trying to infantilize him, but let's not start shit before we need to.
How does LuVon feel about that?
I think knowing that he's been stopped will probably let out a quick snap of a, "Where's Penelope?"
Oh, don't worry. She's nearby. She's staying at a local inn, and we'll, going to pick her up before we leave town.
Mm-hmm.
She's really taken to vampire life. Really natural, you might say. She's quite safe with us, darling. What is she leaving behind here? Grandparents who live a modest life. We offer her riches and delights that this world could not offer her. She will
You
be...
offer her emptiness.
She looks kind of bored.
What kind of friendship are you proposing?
I heard that you spoke to Lord Vonderhyde, and we would offer, albeit a more sincere, deal. You could join us. You could join the Blood Kingdom. You would be given power, land, dominion, immortality, for the simple ask of your loyalty.
Six Killer will open her beak, and it looks weird, but it does work. She says while her mouth is completely open, Six Killer not grow teeth. No teeth grow here. See beak.
That is a worthy experiment. I don't think we've ever tried to embrace a Kenku before.
Will not try. Six Killer decline.
Six Killer, there's plenty of places where they could graft teeth onto. Like you could do like a hand situation.
No.
I'm not saying we do it. I'm just saying,
No give idea. No. Thank you, Marrowmorn. singing one. But no.
LuVon, are you? Oh wait, is LuVon? Sorry, are you sneaking up behind?
Nah, LuVon got stopped by Six Killer.
Okay, okay, sorry.
I do have a hand on his
tiger at the
collar.
moment.
Yeah. LuVon, what say you?
No. Absolutely not.
What about
Yes, Valka, gray one.
So Valka was like crouched down and like doing some stuff, and he looks up when he hears his name, and he no longer looks like the Valka or the Lady Valka that he was before.
Lady, I forgot we were
yeah.
in Lady Valka mode.
Oh, I thought we'd all change back
And
when those descriptions didn't work.
Nope, it's
Oh.
still active.
Okay.
And he holds up a broken pocket watch, and he's dangling it, and he walks up and he like goes to like hand it out to Luna, and he says, look, if you just take this and give us 24 hours to let you know, this is a gift from me to you, as a showing that I'm not gonna get in your way for those 24 hours. If you attune yourself to this, you can light fires, like small fires, like candle fires at will.
Gee. It's kind of like, a nice bauble, I suppose. Well, unfortunately, the Queen Magdalena is not going to enjoy this. I am, however, instructed to kill all of you except for LuVon. And then she immediately sort of pulls her left hand out, and you see these long, red, sharp-pointed nails sort of glint in the moonlight. She goes, let's get on with it, shall we?
Okay. Six Killer's gonna let go of LuVon, and she's also going to yell in a very commanding voice, which I have to double check if I actually have something that'll work with that. But otherwise, no. She'll call for all fighting ones to come forward. In reference to how there are like 60 Kenku here.
Yeah. All ye capable fighters.
Yep, all fighting ones. Fighting ones forward, she yells in Orin.
Very sweet. So yeah, you see a handful of individuals step forward. Probably only 4, 2 of which you can recognize as who are probably Hitchcock's parents.
Okay, so paladins or healers of some sort, probably, since they're in the church. And another couple. Okay. She'll also yell to all others take cover and like take care of the elderly and children.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see that you hear a sudden like as all of these the elderly starting to, like, with their feathery arms start like herding in all of the younger ones and everyone back inside, and they basically push you outside and close the barn doors.
Good, that's good.
And you hear a loud thunk as you hear it, like a bar being levied over the doors.
That's fine.
All right, let's roll some initiative.
Yeah, here we go, the pounce. Oh no, not the pounce.
I realized I still haven't fixed this, but my dice rolling tray is the same as my beading tray. So there's a lot of beads here, guys. Sorry if you hear a lot of...
Those beads are going to help us and hinder us at some point.
I want to believe they're on the side of good, everybody.
13 from Marrowmorn.
16 for Valka.
We'll go 11 for Six Killer.
What is
And a
9?
9.
9 for LuVon. And sorry, what was your 6 killer?
11.
11. And then, Valka, what is your dexterity modifier?
0.
Okay. Then, all right. You see Luna immediately runs forward to Six Killer, claws drawn, and she is going to make a just run and leap and try to latch her teeth onto you, Six Killer. And that is, oh damn, a 23 to hit.
Yeah, funny enough, it does just hit her. Yeah. All right.
And that is going to be 11 plus 3, 14, 17 damage, and you are grappled. So while you are grappled, your speed is 0. Ooh,
17?
17
And I'm
damage.
still level 4, right?
Yes.
All right. That's cool.
And then your hit point maximum is also reduced by 7.
Sure. What?
Here we go.
Okay.
Vampire nonsense.
I'm here.
And then you see she raises up her left hand and she just slashes it across your face.
Ow. I mean, that's mostly Beak. Beak doesn't count.
And you see, and it does just sort of like, she didn't really take into account the beak situation, and it just kind of, your beak just kind of gets caught on her elbow, and she just kind of waves her arm ineffectually. And then it is Valka's turn.
Oh boy. So Valka sees everything spring into action, and he goes digging through his pockets real quick, and he finds one of Boris's teeth, and he grabs it so much that it like draws a little bit of blood, and then he makes like jaw motions towards Luna. Luna must make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh,
And the DC for that is 14.
She got a 17.
It does nothing. Her teeth fall out, but they regrow real quick.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I mean, that was cool.
I mean, I'm level 4. What do you want? What else do I got? I think Valka will then move in and like get like right behind Luna and get ready to do some stuff when he has more time to do it.
Very cool. I will, since you can move into an advantageous position, I'll say that Six Killer on your turn, you'll have advantage because you all can be flanking. And then Marrowmorn.
Well, yeah, Marrowmorn is not pleased. This was clearly a lovely date, +3, +60 in this barn. So she's whipping out her dulcimer and like doing a little live tuning, you know, right there. Okay, and then strums the string she calls Dusk and casts Lacerate on Luna, and so you see like, you know, little like she makes it look like little celestial like crescent moons string out and cut at Luna. So she must make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. That is an 18.
Great.
Is that a first level spell, by the way?
No.
Or lower?
No.
Okay, never mind.
Dang. It's all right. I'm just tuning up, love. I'll get you on the next one or the encore. And then she kind of like does a little bit more tuning and then just sort of like makes a little kissing face at Luna and then like does this little breathe in, and she's using for the first time something called life drain, which is part of her Shade. Skills. For anyone who definitely thinks she's still alive, they'll be like, "What is she doing?" And actually, they probably have resistance, but she can. I deal 4 points necrotic damage, or I suck 4 points away.
Very good.
Turnover.
All right, Sixth Killer, it is up to you. You have this vampire latched onto your body.
Okay, I want to try something. I'm going to use my devotee censure, which is like a morning star filled with incense, just so everybody knows. I guess the incense is super powerful because it says when I hit an attack using this magic flail, I'll get to do an extra 1d8 of radiant damage.
Hell yeah.
So let's see if I can hit.
That
She's
shit
right
is
on
dank.
me.
Yes. And you have advantage because Valka's there giving you some
Just hanging
flanks.
out.
Awesome. Okay, let's see. I need that advantage. Okay. That's 15 plus something.
That hits. Yeah, her
Okay,
armor class is exactly 15.
Okay, cool. So 15 I hit, and it says damage D8, so 2d8s plus 3.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay. Hey, which is the D8? It's not this one. It's the
The diamond-y looking one.
It's the Evangelion one. I remember.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. 6, 3, and then plus 3. So 9,
12.
12. Okay. 12 damage. Also, as a bonus action, I can speak my command word. I don't know what that means, but it is a word.
It's like a magic word that you can pick to like activate something when you're like Magumbo.
It's like a reverse safe word.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, reverse
The go
safe
word.
Something that's
go word.
really good. What's a really good word for ravens?
Corvids.
Or for corvids as well. What's a really good word for them?
Still think of it.
Cheeseburger. They really like it when you drop a McDonald's dollar cheeseburger out for
Oh
them.
hell yeah.
Yeah, they get super hyped.
They're into
So-
soy. Like they love
Sponsor
it.
us, McDonald's.
Yeah. So there are some good things that you can get for them. So she yells cheeseburger, and I get a thin cloud of incense for 1 minute, which is 6 turns, right?
10.
10 turns. Okay. All of you get 1d4 hit points back at the start of every turn.
Ooh.
Oh, it's time to get
Thank
rowdy
you.
then.
Yeah. It's time to go full brawl. Just throw my bones at Luna.
So let me get one for me as well. It's a solid 2. All right. And that ends my turn, I believe.
And then LuVon.
All right. I think that our buddy LuVon here has been waiting to punch this individual for quite some time now.
Oh yeah.
So I think that's exactly what's going to happen. LuVon is rushing in to get his first punch right into the teeth. See if we
Hell
can't
yeah.
crack those suckers.
They've just come in too.
That is a 17.
Oh yeah.
So here we go. That'll end up doing about 6 points of bludgeoning damage to start.
Are your fists magical yet?
Not yet. We are
Okay.
still only level 4. We'll get there. But we are going to blast that key point for another flurry of blows.
Hell yeah.
Pull that fist back. Land it right into her jaw again. Especially with a nice 24.
Oh yeah.
And that's another 6 points bludgeoning. And then a knife hand for her eye.
Into it.
Man.
Freshly sharpened knife hand.
Wow.
Yep. So boom, boom, and then actually like straight, not bent weirdly. That's a 16.
That does hit.
All right. And that will be 7 points. Bludgeoning for some reason, but you know.
You know. All right. Very cool. And then you see these 4 Kenku who have rushed out of the house with you. You see this Kenku woman who is almost as tall as Six Killer, probably about 6 inches shorter. But you see she holds aloft this symbol of a Rogalon, which is like this big black dog canine skull. And you see it immediately just like shoots out with this radiant light that coats all of you. And she casts heroism on all of you. So you all are going to get 5 temporary hit points. And you can't be frightened. Yes.
So does that heal 5 as well or no?
So basically it gives you like a shield for 5 points.
Okay.
So like
Plus the
that'll
4
go.
we got.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll try to remember that next time I get hit.
Yeah. On your like little health thing on D&D Beyond, there's like I think there's a little temporary hit point box that you can do.
Oh, I see that. Awesome.
And you all are imbued with bravery and vigor. And you see that the other 2 Kenkus, they take out bows and they start making some shots, trying to get her, and hopefully not either of you. Ooh, and one of them lands a very clean shot. But it seems almost her supernatural skin repels these very mundane arrows. And then Luna here. She is still latched onto you, Six Killer, so she is just going to keep sinking in as she is just going to keep levying both of her claws at you. And one of them will be a 25 to hit. And that will be... Oh,
Yes,
24 is
it
that?
hits.
And that'll be 6 slashing damage. And she is going to regain some hit points.
She gains hit points?
At the start of each turn, she gets some hit points back.
What? No. My thing only works for us. Does she have a separate thing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
A separate kind of evil. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I just want to
Separate-
make
a separate
sure I
evil.
didn't fuck up.
Oh, no, definitely not. And then, Valka, you are poised and ready for action.
Valka pulls out his trusty old Selenite rod and points it very closely to the back of Luna and holds his hand up because it's going to make a very bright flash. And we're going to roll an attack with advantage. Oh, that's pretty good. It was a 24 hit.
Yes.
All right. So as this flash goes off, Agfa, his raven familiar, swoops in at the very last second and like flaps his wings and says a word that is hard to hear and also not actually a word that also slips your memory almost immediately and reinforces this monochromatic ray, which is going to do a shitload of radiant damage. Maybe not a shitload. 4, 6, 9, 11, plus one more. 15 damage, radiant.
Be good.
That is
And
pretty
that's
good.
just like bright and not just
Yeah.
sunlight, right?
It was like super bright.
Okay.
And that was 5d6.
Asking a very specific question for no reason.
You
Yeah,
all
no
are
reason.
certainly
It was
welcome
not
to
sunlight,
make.
so.
Yeah, you all are certainly welcome to make knowledge checks if you would like on your turn to see if you can suss out if you know any of their strengths or weaknesses.
Oh, I was asking for my own purpose.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fair.
I don't know what that means though.
And then
Who
Marrowmorn.
knows?
So Luna is like digging into Six Killer, like has like both arms around, or like how close is the situation? Is there sunlight between them? Because it's a dance, you know?
So yeah, basically Valka, Luna, and then Six Killer are all in like one little like basically like 7-foot little clump with Valka on Six Killer on the immediate either side of her, and then LuVon sort of off to one side getting in some punches and knife hands.
Okay. Oh boy. That's what I figured. All right. That's fine. That's fine. Marrowmorn's going to strum another string called Sorrow and go, Luna the vampire, you think you're hot, but Jessica Rabbit, you are not. And then
Yes.
these little like dancing little fairies come off of her dulcimer and start going to dance around Luna's head, and she gets stuck with this earworm. Depending on her roll, wisdom save, or not save, but check.
Ooh, that is not great. That is
Love
an
to hear.
8.
Yeah. Okay. So they're just dancing around Luna's head, and like her pupils start dilating wildly, and she's just like, I'm not. Or sorry, I won't describe her, but she's yeah. You could assume she's just like getting like, oh, what? And so she's now under my spell, and must use its action before moving on each of its turns to make a melee against a creature. I'm gonna say I want her to choose sorry, it's creature other than itself that you mentally choose. Yeah, so I'm gonna be like Marrowmorn, the purple one.
All right. Interesting. All right, so she's gonna have to use her turn to go after you.
Yeah.
Very cool. Anything else for you?
Yes. Then Marrowmorn's gonna turn around and or not. She's still looking at, and then strum a little bit of the shadow string while looking at Six Killer and go, my friend, my beaked friend, till the end. And you have bardic inspiration, so you get 1d6 for ability checks,
thank
saving
you.
throws, or attack rolls.
Bardic inspiration.
Bardic.
And then Six Killer, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm going to go. I still can't attack twice, right?
Not yet.
4th level is a hindrance.
Soon, probably by the end of this episode, if you survive.
I should hope.
I think we need to survive.
So, funny enough, my sensor is stronger than my scimitar. So I'm just gonna go ahead and attack with that again. Or at least potentially it's stronger. It's a D8 instead of a D6. All right, 11 plus 5 hits, I'm guessing. That's 16.
Yes.
Okay. Let me see if I have an action I want to do.
You can spend a spell slot and smite her to do an extra couple D8 radiant damage.
Oh, I don't have smite.
You do.
Actually.
It's
I
one of your
still do?
paladin features. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
it's a feature. Oh, features are. Oh, they're different. Okay, these are over here. Okay. Well, I will do. Yeah, I'll do a smite. Why not?
Do a
So
smite.
2 D1s. Or 2 D8s, I mean. Oh, no, this is not a D8. I'm sorry. All right. No, this is a D8. It's the different triangle. Sorry. Okay, 3 and a 4. And then I add my... Oh, plus 1d8 against undead, right?
They're hiding from the truth.
They really are. Two, 3. And then 1d8 for each spell spot higher than 1, that doesn't matter. But plus 1d8 against undead. So that should be 4. Because it's 1 to hit, 2 extra with Divine Smite, and a 4th because vampires count as undead, right?
Correct.
All right. So that's 3, 4, 5. Big money, big money. 5. So 10, 14, 17.
Oh my god, that's a lot. Very
Yeah,
nice.
do I add anything else to the base 17? Can I add like...
Did you add your modifier? Your strength
No.
modifier? You add that. You always add that to each of your attacks.
Okay. Does that count for each one?
So when you make a hit, you add up all of your damage, and then you add on your strength modifier.
Okay. So it's 17. It's 20. 20 points of damage.
Boom.
Nice! Booyah, that's sweet. All right, and then LuVon.
Has she unlatched her jaw yet?
She has, pretty much.
Okay. I did keep track of the fact that she said, keep LuVon alive.
Yes.
So we're going to throw ourselves into danger, and I'm going to stick my hand into her mouth with a
What?
punch.
Sir?
Oh, no, it's going to be more of a grapple. Excuse me.
Highway to the LuVon
Danger zone?
All right.
No,
we
LuVon
an
zone,
opposed-
like-
Okay.
opposed grapple then.
I don't like either of these zones.
These zones are dangerous.
So it's kind of like a sort of motion at that point to kind of like restrain her.
All right, go ahead and make your athletics roll, and she is going to try and avoid this.
Whoop. Ooh, that is gonna be an 18.
She only got a 16, so you are successful in your grapple.
Ah.
I didn't know LuVon knew judo.
What's judo?
It's a really well. I don't know. I'm still waiting to see what kind of sweep he just did.
I can't do anything yet, but yeah, you can definitely tell that LuVon is trying to put a lot of pressure into that jaw right now.
Ooh, interessante. All right. Anything else for you?
I think that'll be it. Yeah.
Neat. All right. So then, you see Hitchcock's presumably father, very much in this similar fashion, imbues you all with a bless spell, so you all will get an extra 1d4 to each of your attacks and saving throws and ability checks? Attack saving throws and ability checks for the next minute. And then... and you see that on Hitchcock's mother, she puts these like sort of arcane wardings around herself and her husband and the other two who are fighting with you. Okay. And they are gonna leash some arrows. And they
Nice.
unfortunately...
Also, remember, every turn if you do get hit, you can heal. 1d4.
And then they're sadly not going to hit any, but suddenly everyone sees climbing up around the second story, almost like a spider, you see Linus furiously scrabbling across the walls and then launches himself off and onto Valka.
Uh-oh.
And he is going to get a 19 to hit. And he is going to first lash out with the claws, and he is going to, instead of doing damage, it's going to grapple you and pull you in, and then he's going to sink his teeth into you for a bite. With a 16. Yeah, you're a squishy.
Versus AC, I assume.
Yes. Yeah, you a squishy boy. That is going to be 6, 9, 12 damage, and your hit point maximum is reduced by 6.
I'm gonna do some maths here. And my hit point max was reduced by what?
6.
Okay.
And then you see Luna here. She is going to basically just clamp down on LuVon's hand with her mouth. Because she... Would she? Yeah, she would still drink her blood. Oh, she got a
Wait,
natural 20.
that was Luna?
Oh, that's right. She has to use her
Just attack
turn
me.
to... Yeah, that's right.
Or,
All right, so
yeah.
she's going... Ooh, all
Sorry,
right.
LuVon.
Marrowmorn, you're a little bit away from the fray, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So she is going to leave everyone's threat zone, so you all will get an attack of opportunity as she is compelled to go attack Marrowmorn.
Can she still move if she's grappled?
Oh, that's
shoot.
true. She cannot. Her speed is 0.
Oh.
I mean, she can drag me if she wants.
Yes.
Yeah. Drag me all over Twitter. Try.
What does the spell say exactly, Marrowmorn?
Target is charmed in this way. Its action before moving on each of its turns to make a melee attack against another creature, so it can't actually move. It's gonna just try to make a melee attack at me from where it is, but I guess if it's grappled, this was a genius set of moves we made.
Ooh.
LuVon!
Interesting.
Strategy.
Wow.
So I would say she's just trying to lash out at you with claws, but can't reach you, and so she's just like a feral animal, just like, and you see fangs, teeth, blood, all of it, and yeah, she's just not gonna do anything.
Yeah, Marrowmorn's
And-
gonna unbutton the top button on her purple lab coat. Be like, "Don't worry, love, I'll still be here."
Wow.
Oh, I love it. And then Valka.
All right. So Valka's got a Linus on himself, right?
Oh yes.
Kind of limits a lot of the things he can do without super disadvantage. However, what he can do is he can use his Blessing of the Raven Queen to teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space, which he will do.
Very nice.
Very good.
And until the start of my next turn, I will have resistance to all damage. And while he's 30 feet away, he's going to throw himself another one of these monochromatic rays, and Agfa's going to swoop in and help him again.
Nice.
This time against Linus. All right, 16 versus AC.
Oh yeah.
All right. Here comes the D6. All right. $17 damage, radiant. So just another.
All right. That is significant.
Yeah.
And then, Marrowmorn.
Beautiful. So Marrowmorn is sort of angling her body so she can see both Linus and Luna, I think, if that's possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's a I don't know, she's like Scruggs style playing this dulcimer like a banjo, like just going at. And if anyone's paying attention, they start seeing like the shimmering green set of calves, ankles, and little boots appear, extending up and through the barn. And she's singing the meanest of mean and the greenest of green, a giant came around, never to be seen. And then he pulls back one of the little feet, and then I need Linus and Luna to each make a strength saving throw.
Ooh.
Luna got a 16. Linus got a 4.
Okay, well, Linus is gonna, so the large green foot extends and kicks Linus, and he is knocked prone.
Ooh.
And takes 2d6 and then 7 points of damage. And then the ghost giant sort of does like a little hop and twist and then tries to kick Luna and sort of like nudges her, and she takes half of 7, so 3 points of damage, and is not knocked prone. And then the green feet sort of disappear. It sort of like shuffle out.
Fuck yeah, that is amazing.
That was that's a Tales from Beyond feature from the College of Spirits.
Very cool.
That's so cool.
There's like a list of different tales you can tell, and each has a different. So
Hell yeah.
it's cool. It's cool as hell.
And then Six Killer. You still have this sort of Luna who is on top of you. Then there's a LuVon, and then on the other side of LuVon is now a Linus who just got kicked by this magical green being who disappeared.
Okay. Well, I think it's really funny that my censure is the strongest thing, so I do want to keep hitting with that. I love the idea of beating a woman to death with some incense. So I'll use the censure. I'll try and use that. I used up a spell slot, but yeah, let me use another spell. I'm gonna do Hunter's Mark, which is you choose a creature that I can see, obviously she's on top of me, until it ends, which is an hour. I deal an extra 1d6 to damage. And I have advantage on wisdom checks against them. So let's see if I hit. Um, 7 plus 5? That doesn't hit, right?
That does not hit, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, I throw some
Did you add your, because you have an extra d4 to your hit.
You're right. So 7 plus 5 is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 12, and I have a d6.
A d4. And then
D4.
You also have a d6 from Marrowmorn if you want to spend it.
Okay. Well, let's spend Marrowmorn's. Yeah.
Six Killer's fat stacks. Like
I'm so glad I got something. That's 5. That counts.
Yes.
That
so now
hits.
now you will hit.
Okay, cool. So that's 1 d8 plus a d6 plus my strength. Okay. Seven. 5. 7, 5, 3. So 10, 15.
Woohoo! Oh, she is looking gnarly.
Guys, my main weapon is going to become incense censure. Just so you know.
Hell yeah. And then LuVon, we're back to you.
And I get a
Okay.
D4, actually, to heal.
Now, Sage,
Yes.
I'm going to attempt to do something. And you can rule this however you want. But
I'm here for it.
LuVon grasping Luna by her jaw, tensing up his hand, is getting ready to basically lift her up and slam her down on her twin brother by her jaw.
Wow.
Okay. I
Sibling
dig it.
sandwich.
I would say make an athletics check to try and throw her.
Here we go. How is a 16 looking?
Let's see. It looks pretty good.
So this is a full-on like not growling. Sorry, this is a yelling LuVon. Definitely looking very bright in the eyes and ferocious, if you will.
Ooh, all right. And I would say for your, let's see, as you take her by her jaw, heave her over onto Linus, and he's going to make a dex save to see if he can get out of the way. He definitely gets out of the way, but you take Luna and you slam her down with a hard thud to the ground. And let's roll, I guess, let's say 3d6 for your damage as you were slamming her down.
All right, that works for me. And that is a 12 points.
Oh, she is within an inch of her unlife.
Good.
And that
Kill
doesn't count as an
her.
attack, right?
That, I would say that would be attack, because yeah.
With the sad tatters of a dress. All her little sparklies and glitters have all fallen off.
Her makeup's all fucked up, her eyeshadow's smeared, her mascara's all watered.
That's just a good
Good.
look. Like,
All right, badass. Anything else for you?
I mean, with my bonus action, since it was an unarmed strike, that means I get to take one more unarmed strike.
Hell yeah!
So at this point, we are just clawing at her. Absolutely with a 22.
Nice.
Wow.
LuVon does not like this individual.
that.
And that is 6 points.
And with a final claw that you levy down against this here Luna, who has been thrashed onto the ground, and she falls dead, or she's lying dead on the ground. And Linus is enraged as he lets loose this deep, just screaming roar from the pit of his diaphragm as he sees his dead sister on the ground.
it's taken theater.
Sorry.
Indeed. And that'll bring us back up. That'll bring us up to him and LuVon. He just immediately, with blood and rage in his eyes, he just runs at you. And that's going to be a 17 to hit.
That'll hit. Make mom proud.
And instead of doing damage, he's going to just grab you by the shoulder and yank you in and will sink his teeth into you.
What do you got for me?
Oh, he's just too angry. He got a natural one.
So what's half of 1 damage?
Oh, he's just like,
Idiot.
ah!
It's like a bad makeout session.
Right? It's like he hits his teeth against your teeth and that awful clinking sound.
Oh,
Wait, he was. Oh, okay. He was trying to bite on the neck, though, right? Not like bite his teeth out, which would also work.
Also be interesting.
Just a pair of frogs screaming at each other.
And then it's Valka's turn.
More teeth nightmares. All right.
Yep.
Let's see. Linus isn't wielding anything, right? He's not got any weapons.
No, he does not.
Okay. Valka will take a step forward and hold on to his right arm, which twists and bulges and bubbles, and all these lamprey mouths begin appearing on it. And then he just launches this very long, very stretchy punch towards Linus.
Nice. Stretchy punch.
This is first sigil of endless flesh.
That's Stretchy Punch is just like an unnamed shonen hero that we can't talk about for fear of being banned.
Yeah, pretty much. 19 versus AC.
Yes.
All right, this is
Like his sister, he only has an AC of 15.
All right, he's going to take 7, 8, 9 points of damage. And as a reaction, or rather a bonus action, I'm going to cast second Sigil of Endless Flesh. He
Hell
must
yeah.
make a dexterity saving throw. DC 14.
7.
Ooh, yay. This actually hit once.
Yay!
All right. Second Sigil.
My dice
Proud
have
of
begun
us.
betraying me.
So, all right, cool. The arm that punched him then reels back and the end twists into like a drill shape and then plunges down into his flesh, dealing 4, 5, 6, 7 points of damage, and it goes through him and punches into the ground, and he is restrained.
Oh, snap. All right.
So he is stuck in place, and that arm is still out there, just waving around.
Neat. And then Marrowmorn.
All right. How's everyone looking? Does my team bloody, or we're just so flush with hit points and stuff? We're good.
I'm doing pretty well, honestly.
I'm at my technical
Invigorated.
max.
Okay, cool. That's like only half my stuff, so it's fine. Don't need it. Marrowmorn's got again her dulcimer, and she's like, I've had this one in a bit. And she strikes the string she calls dusk, and just goes, "Hey, Linus, unlock on that!" And like to not attune at all, and then just hits the like drone string on it, and she has cast unlock on that, which is a first level enchantment, just in case, Valka. And
A lot of their actions.
okay, all right. So they have disadvantage on their when they're making an attack roll,
Okay,
saving
cool.
throw or ability roll.
Ooh, double disadvantage.
Yeah,
All right.
and then that is all she can do.
And Six Killer, we are back to you. We have a Linus who is effectively pinned to the ground.
Okay. I'll use my scimitar because it's cooler than hitting someone in the face with incense the whole time. So let me see if I hit that. No, I don't. I don't hit.
Even
You
with
still
your
have that
D4 and everything.
1d4?
Yeah, you all have a 1d4 still to all of your hits.
No, that doesn't hit. I got a 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah, probably not.
Yeah. So I guess she kind of like tries to get up after being like, I mean, if she was killed, maybe she was pinned under the body of Luna or something. But yeah, it doesn't hit. So next person.
LuVon, we were back to you.
LuVon picks himself up, straightens out his clothing, kind of brushes off whatever sort of fluids are on his hand,
Ew.
and
Debris.
proceeds to walk over to the side of Linus, squat with his hands on his thighs, his
gonna take
forearms
it.
on his thighs.
Okay.
Does that make you mad? She's dead. You gonna kill me for it?
And
What are you gonna do about it?
Oh, and he grits his teeth in agony and anger and pain.
Come for me. Just go for it. Make Mom's day.
Oh boy. All right. We'll see. We'll see if he takes that bait. Make an intimidation check for me.
Ooh. And I'm still blessed, right?
You are blessed. Hashtag blessed.
That saved it a little bit. Plus, that is a nice 11.
All right. We'll see. We'll see what happens on his turn. Anything else you would like to do?
Honestly, no. At this point,
And then, you see, Hitchcock's mom reaches out a hand towards Six Killer, and she will heal Six Killer 8 points. Of,
Oh,
like,
wow.
Good healing.
That's really good. That's more than what I need. I have been rolling a d4 every time. Thank
you. And then they are not going to be able to get any shots in. And
That's fine.
then
I appreciate my future mother-in-law.
And then Linus here, he lunges for you,
He's
LuVon.
restrained.
Well, LuVon is sitting right next to him, so he is within
Fair enough.
melee range.
Before you do, though, technically at the start of each of your turns, make a strength saving throw to remove the limb.
Ah, okay.
Get my arm out of you.
That is a natural 20.
All right, the arm's out of you.
He is an angry boy!
Wow.
And then he is going to, just lunge at you. With the natural 20.
very good.
Oh, you love to see it. That is going to be 44s. Oh boy. Do I even have that many out? I have 3. All right. Roll. 5, 6, 7. 11 plus 16. 27. 30 damage. Slashing damage at you.
30
As he
slashing.
just, you feel these nails just dig into your skin through your suit jacket as it just burns as your flesh is just opened up. And then he is going to come and do a bite. And
He's
be,
peckish.
That is
Yeah, I guess.
that is a 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
And that is going to be 15 damage, and your hit point maximum is reduced by 11.
Is that necrotic?
11 of that is.
Okay. So if I do
So
that.
4 is regular, 11 is necrotic, and your hit point maximum is reduced by 11.
Then. All right, I'm still within an inch of my life. That's good.
And that is his turn.
Oh, good to know. Marrowmorn screams.
Doesn't taste that good, right? Trust me, I know.
It doesn't matter how it tastes. Vengeance is always sweeter. Valka's turn.
Valka, the arm pulls back like a rubber band, and he's already running towards LuVon and Linus. And when he gets about 15 feet closer, it like snaps and like spins him. And then he just flings it right back at Linus, the blunt part of the fist with like molars bubbling to the surface. right. There's teeth coming out of my fist.
Yeah. I mean,
right.
that's fine.
20, not natural. Dirty 20.
Yes.
Okay. Do. 6, 7, 8 points of damage. Just poof.
All right. Very cool. Anything else?
That is it.
Marrowmorn.
Awesome. Marrowmorn is going to reach down to her left thigh where her finger bone kalimba is hanging from her belt.
Yeah.
And on the bones, you can see her like burned in the letters HEAL. And she's going to bing, 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 bing. And then heal or cast Cure Wounds on LuVon. So they'll be like little, they look like, you see little plasters or these little type of weird bandages. Like, you know, like this sort of like long pill shape with like 2 lines and a bunch of air holes sort of floating over to LuVon and like attaching to his different wounds and then pushing in. And you are saved, excuse me. Jeez, you're cured for 2d8 if you want to roll.
Ooh.
Nice.
2d8 plus 2, technically. So.
Very sweet.
5
And then?
8.
I was trying really hard not to say band-aids for some reason, so.
Adhesive medical strips.
Adhesive, yeah. It's like with like a yellow cleaning implement on them, like a sponge of some kind of.
And then Six Killer.
I'm gonna try to attack again with my scimitar. Or is he high enough that I should be thinking about using my incense stick?
He looks, as you might say, bloodied in that he is at least half of his original HP.
Okay. Well, I'll use smite again. Let me find that smite. If I can hit. So first, let's see if I hit. 12 plus. That's over 15.
Nice.
Okay. So it's again my bunch of d8s. All right, that's 4 d8s. Okay. Oh, that was not a d8. Ignore that.
While you're adding, I'm
3.
gonna get more whiskey.
Okay, guys, help me count, and we won't lie to
Brown
Sage.
evening juice, but
Okay, so 3 plus 7. 1. 4.
15.
7, 10, 4, 15. 15 damage.
Very good. Very
Where does
good.
it hit them? Like where?
In the balls.
Whoa!
Brutal.
They should really wear a romantic cod piece of some kind, you know, like a little peacock or something, lots of glitter.
Should think about growing cloaca. Much efficient. Makes sense.
One hole to rule them all, yes.
Yes, 1 hole, 2 bind, all.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking at Willy's face.
Ugh.
That sounds
Cloaca
right.
makes sense.
The
Others.
mouthfeel on cloaca is just, it adds a whole other dimension to that word. Alright, LuVon.
Let's see. Is Linus still attached to me, as it were, or no?
Yes.
Wait, with 15, this man's not dead?
He's not dead.
Wow, okay. Good on him.
So I mean, at this point, I'm basically just going to be punching him in the jaw, just kind of like deepening his bite into me at this point. Really just kind of pushing in the fact that this happened to him, and now he's a miserable individual. Especially with a 16 to hit.
Very nice.
So that would be max damage. So it's 8 bludgeoning plus a flurry of blows as we keep on punching this person. That was almost a 20. Unfortunately, that will only be an 11. But that'll hit with a 15.
Ooh, even with your bless and everything?
Oh, I forgot about the bless. So that
Yeah.
was 11 before.
If you get a 4, you'll hit.
That is a 4.
Nice!
Cool. So that's
Get
the second
it.
hit in. Whoop! All right, and that is another max damage, 8 bludgeoning.
Okay.
And that third hit was a 15 or 16. I forget which already, but it was
You're
one
right.
of those two.
Yeah.
And that is once again another 4. So that is another 8 bludgeoning damage.
Wow.
So close to death. And with the last amount of strength and rage he can muster, he just keeps digging into you, LuVon, ever more, and you feel these teeth as they just continually pierce into your skin. With the 19 to hit,
Mm-hmm.
and the necrotic damage on that is 11 plus an additional 5 damage, so your HP total is reduced by 11 as well. And then he is going to continue to levy his claws at you for a 25.
That'll hit.
Now where's my... Wow! For another 7 damage.
And that'll just lay me out.
Woo!
Oh.
Valka, you see LuVon unconscious on the ground, and and you are unconscious. I get a cool thing.
You do.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Terrifying to hear.
Cool thing.
Uh-oh. Well, it was... Willy, it was so nice to play with you again.
It's been a pleasure.
LuVon appears to be dead on the ground, completely lifeless, as you see that Linus is just tearing ruthlessly, just peeling apart bits of flesh, as ripping off his clothes as just savagery, as he is just lost all sense of any sort of personhood or humanity has drained from his veins as he continues to feast on LuVon.
Ha 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 ha. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What are the other Kenku doing? Are they just watching and eating? 60 Kenku couldn't throw a fucking cup. Sorry.
Apparently not.
I know it's your future family. Sorry.
Glow up.
Great first date.
Yeah, right?
She said it. She said future in-laws.
I mean,
Come on, camera. Figure it out. Alright, what would you like to do, Valka?
Velka pulls out the silver dagger that he
There we
pulled
go.
from Luna's whole situation and just lunges and throws himself at Linus and tries to stab him as hard as he can, in the neck, just getting in there. Dice don't fail me. Oh, fuck. 4. Oh, wait. I have strength bonus.
Got that bless.
Yeah, I was worried even
Oh.
with the blast.
I will say,
Eight-
sorry, go ahead.
It's an 18.
Okay, yeah, you good.
Yeah, I had a 10 on the die and a 4 on the blast. And I was like, I know that's one less. But all right. 4 points of damage. Just it's getting in there.
And as you stab the silver dagger from his sister into his neck, you hear him cry out with a last shrill shriek of agony, and he collapses on top of LuVon's dead body.
Valka's like grabbing his hair and like twisting his head and trying to like twist the knife deeper and deeper, and he's just like almost foaming at the mouth, and it's just like, get fucked, Linus.
Oof.
Marrowmorn walks over and she's like, it's okay. It's sort of like tries to get in Valka's view of or range of vision, just so he doesn't stab her, and reaches down and touches the kalimba again and heals casts cure wounds again on LuVon for 1d8 plus 2 this time, unfortunately.
Yeah, the only thing I have is cure wounds as well, and I'll do it if it helps.
And as
And
you all, I think I would think you all, being knowledgeable healers, would know that when someone dies, truly dies, that a cure wounds is not going to save them.
No.
You need something like a resurrection or something along those lines in order to restore that person to
Okay, I
life.
wasn't sure if it was just like a trick of the eyes or something. Like,
Okay, well, can I call on my god? Can I use that lifeline? Like, to help him at all?
LuVon, I'm going to send you a message real quick and soon.
all right, cool.
Oh,
well, I'm gonna
boy.
quickly look at all of my notes.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now.
All right, if all of you want to go pee, refill your beverages real quick, I'm going to do
No,
it.
I don't have time. Amana's dying.
Yeah, like we're trying to save our friend Sage. Stop trying to enable this death.
Excuse you.
God.
If you're
Can you
not
believe
helping,
this,
you're
chat?
hindering.
Can you
Sage.
believe this? Don't put F in chat for LuVon. Stop.
No, shut up. All of you shut up. Who's putting F in chat? I'll kill
they're
you.
not. They're not. I'm just
They're
telling them
paying
not to.
respects.
I will use whoever.
Marie, I see you. I will reach through this computer grudge style or ring style.
Well, Marie's all mad because her fucking bias, Luna, is dead. But she's going to have to get over it. Yeah, exactly. God help my guy over here. God help my guy. He's my guy. Oh, I got nothing.
I would.
But
it
your
was a level
future
4
future in-laws, they seem to be pretty savvy.
Help me.
They might know some things. They might have some
Hey, you
magics.
Quick, better medic. We're all unjuiced.
You might have to like sign your life over to my god, but I mean, it's a life. It's more than what you had.
With I mean, it's not a part of the College of Spirits, but there's no chance like Marrowmorn could like see LuVon sort of just hanging out around his body, like waiting.
Oh, Ghost LuVon.
Ghost LuVon, yeah. Or if she becomes the incorporeal version of herself.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should have messaged that privately.
I watched the movie Ghost. I found out there's a lot you can do with either if you don't have
Whoopi
a body
Gold-
or if you have Whoopi Goldberg. Yeah. So like, we could get Whoopi Goldberg to come in, and LuVon could be pretty good.
You will see that Hitchcock's parents will immediately run over after all of the fighting has sort of settled. And you see that the mother, she will kneel over LuVon's body. And she will just sort of swear in Orin. So Six Killer, you can hear her say, like, stupid, foolish man. Giving yourself up for nothing.
Just kind of a fact, though. It's not really a curse. No.
Yeah, it's a fact. It's not a curse. Oh.
And she will relay to you all. I'm able to bring back your friend. They won't be the same as they were. They'll be different, but it will only be if they choose to come back, if their soul chooses to inhabit a new vessel.
Well, LuVon's choice. His choice.
Why don't you all grab the two corpses of these two individuals in? Let's go inside. We'll set up the ritual space. We'll figure this out. We'll do what we can. And then you hear her give a rat-a-tat, tat, 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 and you hear suddenly this. And you hear this large bar being lifted from the door and being tossed up to the side, and these huge barn doors open up, and you see this huge family with like their feathery hands covered over their mouths, like waiting just in agonizing patience to see what has happened. And as she finally says, "The threat is gone, but we have work to do." And they all immediately clear out of the area and sort of like flutter back up into the loft and recede to the sort of the walls of the room. And she will go and she'll pick up LuVon and bring him into the center of this room onto a pile of pillows. And I think we'll take a quick 5-minute break as we figure out what is going to happen next. So we will be back and we'll call it at 7:40, everyone. So refresh your drinks, go do your nervous peas.
Hey, Six Killer, let's go feel worthless over here in the corner. What the
I didn't have a
we never actually stuffed a spirit back into a body between the two of us like morticians.
That's not what our fucking job is. Job is all after. Job is done. Job is people decide die. This before time.
We found a reverse. A reverse safe word. Surely there's a reverse death.
No. If do this out of job. Marrowmorn think this. Marrowmorn think if do this often out of job.
No. All right. Let's go. Oh, look, the punch bowl is still set up. It's
yes. No.
Great.
Six Killer on wonderful date. Talk to nice male. Instead, friend die.
Yep.
Friend die.
So it's really Hitchcock's fault, is what I'm hearing. Good.
No, not Hitchcock's fault.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm lashing out. I'm sorry. We'll we can go on a break. Sorry.
All
We're
right.
just as we keep arguing.
See you all at 7:40, everyone. And we are back after, a doozy of a fight, friends.
We're not friends anymore, Sage. So don't call us that.
Friendship ended with Sage.
It's good thing you're contractually obligated to finish out this season.
Money was exchanged for our goods and services.
That is the true evil here on the Rising Hunger. Beautiful. And so as this sort of ritual space has been set up, you see that she lays out 60 candles in this large circle, these white candles that shine with this beautiful bright flame. And in the middle is LuVon. And she says to each of you, I find it helps that for the people who are close to the individual, who are to undergo the process of reincarnation, to help their soul find their way into a new body, to help coax them to come back into the mortal plane, that you all share a story of your time with them, or share something of theirs that you have, or that you cherish, and that will hopefully help guide them back to us. My dear, bring it over. And you see this smaller Kenku who is wearing these black and gray priestly robes brings over this large clay simulacrum and places it on the floor next to LuVon's body. And the two of them urge you to step out of the circle, and they say, this will take an hour. We will begin with our chant and song, and each of you share your story or toss your item into the circle, and we shall hope for the best.
Okay. Quick question. Six Killer also being a priest, would she need to help, or should she help in any way, like outside of like the friendship part, or do they have it? Because there seems to be a lot of priests in this family.
So you know, like by joining in with you would definitely know the song that they are that they'll be singing, the chant of life, that they'll be doing. So you know, by adding your voice to that will definitely strengthen the call.
Okay. She'll start though with the story of six killer not no LuVon fancy one long, but six killer remember sitting in fancy textile shop. LuVon have crush on little lady, and six killer pretend to be dumb. Six killer pretend to be dumb for fun. Six killer regretting this now. Should have let LuVon fancy one have small fun time with small lady. And she will step back and join in the song.
Marrowmorn will like pull a big hand on Six Killer's shoulder. Go, yes. Like step up. I didn't know LuVon long. But he was a person of carefully chosen words, given always at the right time, and he is that person. And I know how he would feel right now, but I don't know what he would say. And I think that is one of the biggest pains right now, is that We will miss his voice. We'll miss his poignance. And we want that back. And she steps back. And her little snake ellipses in her back fantasy backpack goes. So probably says something as well.
Valka steps forward and takes his hat off, which I won't do because it's a pain with these headphones on. And as he does, and he holds it to his chest, this enormous like mass of straight black hair just pours down like water, which he was apparently stuffing up into the hat. And he says, you know, I don't have a lot of people that come to my aid, at least previously, before I met all the people here. And normally when I get in a scuffle, it's me versus the world. But when I got in that fight in the Temple of Ecstasies, LuVon was first to jump in there and help me fight off a bunch of people that were enchanted. And he goes through his stuff and he pulls out pieces of Boris's mask and he tosses them onto LuVon's body and he says, well, and LuVon also punched the fucking shit out of my biggest nemesis, Boris, so hard that he broke Boris's stupid mask. And that was wicked cool. And I miss that. And he steps back and he starts pushing his hair back up into his hat and putting it back on.
And all the while, this sort of low kind of cooing sort of chant between Six Killer and the two parents of Hitchcock continues as sort of you all begin to like circle, as the three of you begin to sort of circle and dance around this ritual space. And you see with each minute that passes, a candle flicks even brighter. And the sort of light from the candles begins to coalesce into the circle, into a great sort of golden ball. And it flickers with these shades of red and sort of melts into darkness and back forward into light. And after the hour passes, you see this great orb begin to slowly descend over this clay form and completely coat it. And you see this transformation begin of transforming this clay to flesh. And LuVon, what is this new form that we see?
You watch as the clay kind of like stretches and gnarls and like kind of folds in over itself over and over again until it takes a much larger sort of form. You're saying probably close almost to Six Killer size, although not quite as tall as Six Killer, we'll say. No. And the skin, the clay like kind of forms into skin and then gets covered in fur. And you watch as hair starts to kind of like push out from the form all over the place, turning into a wide mane and popping out as a tuft at the end of a very long curled tail. You are looking at a very angry, of course, Leonin.
And the ritual completes, and this sort of golden light fades as these last sort of flecks of radiant light disappear into this golden fur. And you behold as this new form sits up. And you hear the chanting fade.
LuVon! LuVon?
We still need to get Penelope.
LuVon. tailed one.
LuVon, you look absolutely radiant. Like the things, the frocks, no, not the frocks, but the jackets you can wear now with that beautiful mane. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry we didn't keep you alive.
Valka, for whom, being a Shadar-kai, reincarnation is just a cultural norm, pulls out the pocket watch and he shakes it and he goes, "Welcome back, LuVon. We got work to do."
Right.
Yes. Hours grooming. Yes.
Where are my clothes at the moment, besides torn up?
They're
They're not on you. No, you're naked.
Marrowmorn's
currently naked.
doing the good, like keeping the eyes like clavsing up, like just like
very respectful gaze.
very respect. Yeah, and actually doing just this, so just like
Yes, many hours. Grooming. Sex killer help. No worries. Sex killer will help.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is an excellent point to end this episode.
A lion?
Oh boy!
Lion.
look at those teepers.
Oh.
Oh, so good. Wow, what a journey we went on tonight. What a great season opening for our show. I love it. I am so here for it. Thank you all for playing. Thank you all for tuning in. I can't wait to see what the rest of this season is going to hold for all of you.
Oh, holy
You
shit.
can kill all of us. Yes, we heard you. Yes.
No.
We
No.
get it.
I am back in the Deadpool, baby.
And excellent. We will be streaming next week, same time, same cool place, 6 to 8 p.m. PST on the 15th, if I can do math correctly. And yes, I have been Sage, your storyteller this evening.
And I am the Willy Boo at the Willy Boo. Fun posting online and turning into a lion. I'll work on it.
Per times.
So, but yeah, more often than not, you can find me fun posting and faffing about on Twitter. Yeah, come find me. This is new, so we're gonna figure this out together.
The hunt is on.
Hi, I'm Riana. I'm DIY Ferret on like everything. You can find me playing with Gamers Table for our Star Trek D&D, our Star Trek tabletop for Fantasy Grounds that happens every 2 weeks. It's a lot of fun. And then I'm here the rest of the time. Also, if you are interested, the second season for the Unsleeping City for College Humor, College Humor's Roll20 adventure is out, and I had a bit of hand in that, and I'm very proud of what I've done. So if you're excited about the idea of modern fantasy in New York City, it's a great season. It really is. I'm super happy and super proud of what we've done with it. So give it a chance if you're available.
I've been Matt on Twitter at KentaroTPC and my podcast at Curse of Lords. And very recently, I put out a cowboy RPG, one-page RPG as a joke. So you find me on Twitter. You can find the link to that. If you ever wanted to be a cowboy whose 3 stats are rootin', tootin', and shootin', it's got everything for you.
Oh my god! Why are we not playing that right now?
We can do that, guys.
You
We can
can.
do that. Even if it has to, like, we could do a charity
It
stream.
could be like a mini game in
Yeah.
the
Yes.
charity stream. Yeah.
Find me on Twitter and you'll find the link to that.
I've been Jen or Marrowmorn. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at the Jenya. You can check out my comics and RPG materials that are available and not under NDA at hauntedvaultstudios.com. She says under the sweated brow of many months of NDA. You can also listen to my family-friendly femme presenting D&D podcast, D20 Dames, available where podcasts are free. You can listen anywhere with anyone. And our season 4 is starting up at January 2nd for that podcast, but we are doing season 1 through 3 recaps. So you can catch up in just a couple hours. It's beautiful. And Sage, we are friends. I you know it was just for like the show, right? Like it was teasing you. Yeah. Okay.
I got you.
Sure. No.
Oh, brilliant. Next week on the Venture Maidens coming up, we have our episode 3 of our Rime of the Frost Maiden, where I play Inga Selanin, your Furbolg elk-based centaur, and where I am a druid of the Circle of Stars. It's a good time. And then next week, on next Friday, we have our episode 2 of The Rising Hunger. And then also, I have a new YouTube channel. So if you all are into magic, you all should subscribe and watch my videos. Yeah! It's called Sage of Fables. I do Commander deck techs and talk about stuff in the magic, magic news. So, yeah. But you know what we should do until next time, friends?
Feast
away! That's pretty good.
Someone will get something out of that.
Yeah.